Let's walk over to him. Save, and this is where one YouTube video is going to end, and the next one is going to begin. Okay, let's shiny hunt Corrin. What's this soft reset button? So that's not shiny. Okay, that's how soft reset button. Okay, but yeah, Japan's been nice. I've only been in my town for not even 2 weeks now. I'm doing my second week of work. But all the students I work with have all been super kind. They've all been super nice. And so I've been absolutely loving work. It is a bit stressful at times, just because sometimes I've got like 6 or 5 lessons in a row. It's just like a lot of get out of one lesson, quickly get the materials for the next, and so on. But it is fun, I think. Yeah. And honestly, I prefer doing the actual lessons themselves than the prep time for them. God, I wish I knew what shiny Corrin looked like. Because that could maybe make things a bit faster. But the soft reset as it is seems pretty quick. I imagine it's going to be a pretty obvious difference. But yeah, I'm still trying to make friends here because I don't know anyone. My co-workers are all super nice. There's not many of them. There's like 2 or 3. I work at a pretty small school. But the co-workers are all very nice. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, Megra Ninja. The kind of school I work at is like a after-school English conversational school. So we accept students of literally all ages. So I've had a fair few private lessons with older people, and they're very nice and very kind. Just coming in to try to learn some English, practice some conversation, learn some new grammar, learn some new uses. So around like 60, some of my students are. And on the other end of the spectrum, I have one class a week, which is with a literal 2-year-old. I also do baby classes, mummy and me. I only have one of them, but they are literally 2. And it's mostly like, not teaching the baby so much. I mean, you speak to the baby, you kind of try to maybe get them learn the colors a bit, learn some numbers, very simple stuff, immerse them in English a bit. But it's also about, because the mum is also in the class, or the dad, but in my case, the mum. It's also about teaching the parent how they can speak English to their kid. So while I am teaching the baby, I'm also teaching the parent there, teaching them English songs they can sing to the child. They get a little kit, and so there's like a picture book, so teaching them how to read the picture book to their child, and all sorts of things, so that like even after the class they can go home and still have some interaction with their kid, with their baby, in English. Oh, I see the school my mother works at is similar. I mean, it's supposed to be a high school, but she has a... Yeah, exactly, like anyone. And up until, I think, 16 at my school, the classes are all segregated based on age. You have baby classes, you have preschool classes, you have elementary school. I mean, I don't know. I think they call it elementary school. In English, in Australia, we call them primary school. But yeah, and then after 16, it's no longer on age, but based on level. So I do have like a high schooler, and then in the same class next to them, I think about 30-year-old student. But they get along very well, and they're all very eager to learn, which is good. And also, one of my students did time for murder, so yeah, that's cool. Hopefully none of my students do that. I've only been working for 2 weeks, so I don't know, but... I mean, speaking of, not murder. All my students have been very good. And a lot of what the adult classes involve is more discussion-based lessons. You're supposed to try to lead a discussion between you and the student, or if it's a bigger class, between the two students. Have them explore how to discuss certain topics. It tends to be fairly tame. It's like how to teach someone a recipe, how to debate cars versus trains. Nothing mind blowing, very simple. um, but one of my friends from training, they texted saying that like they were teaching a class, and the point of it is like, what is something you support and something you don't support? And I guess that kind of topic does lead itself to more controversial statements, something you support, something you don't support. I mean, it's hard to even think of a non-controversial response to that. Like, I support pineapple on pizza. That's about as tame as you could get, I guess. But then, yeah, what ended up happening is this class was... So my friend is a woman, so it's a woman teacher. And she had a class of two students, a man and another woman, and they're adult age, not kids or anything. And the man just goes, I don't support women. And they're just like, huh? And they're like, women week shouldn't work. It's like, oh, okay. You're really gonna say that in a class where your classmate is a woman, where the person teaching you is a woman? Like, bro, if you get beaten to death with hammers in that class, they're not gonna dob on each other. Like, what are you expecting them to do? Just sit there? But my friend was quite a good teacher and managed to divert the discussion a bit, because of he kept on going on about like women shouldn't work, women should stay at home, they're meant for looking after family, they should look after the family. And then she somehow got it to kind of turn into, and I guess maybe the guy didn't really know what he was saying, but she managed to get him to go. She was like, oh, so you're saying that maybe the husband should support the wife more because they need more help. And then he was like, yeah. It's like, goddamn, yep, okay, that's actually a good way to handle it, I guess. I'm surprised it worked. But for real, I'm so glad that I haven't had anything like that in my class. I've got one lovely discussion class, it's one-on-one, and it's an older lady, and she's really interested in ancient history. And the class tends to be like, I'll pick two interesting English articles from a newspaper, and then I get the student to read it, we discuss it. And I picked one about like an old manuscript that had been found and was being sold at an auction. And then she actually like managed to talk about a bunch of really interesting ancient history things, and I learned a lot about her. I learned about ancient history in China, I learned about ancient history in Japan, and she even talked about ancient history in the Middle East and how that's influencing modern day conflicts. And it was just very interesting, yeah. Meanwhile, my friends got to deal with some guy just going on a rant about why women shouldn't work while being taught by a working woman. Like, what? Brother, you realize you pay for this class, right? Okay. Yep. But all my students have been great, and I think maybe part of that is I tend to have more elementary, junior high school aged students than adult students. I don't have that many adult students. I have some, but definitely more school students. And school students are just like, what's your favorite food? Oh, you're from Australia? That's so cool. Kangaroo? Or they just start laughing at the dumbest shit in class. But yeah. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, I've been absolutely fine. My coworker, not so much. I've been trying to make friends in Japan because I don't know anywhere where I live. I live in this tiny small town. In fact, and I checked my mail coming home from work today, and I don't think this is doxing myself too much. The town has a decent population. It's just somewhat rural. I live in a little town called Yotomi. feel free to visit me. There's not much to do here, but feel free to visit me. And I got this little pamphlet, kind of talking about the city, just like a newsletter. Some statistics in Japanese that I cannot read because fucking hell, I did not learn how to read statistics. But then also just some pretty cute stuff like what kids in the town have their birthday this month. I won't show it because those. I mean, I don't know the kids. You don't know the kids. But it is cute. It's just a little page about upcoming birthdays in the town. I think mostly for the kids. Because I only saw kids on that page. I'm gonna... Actually, yeah. It must only be for the kids. Well, I should be on that page. I'm a recent addition to the town, so I doubt they've got my birthday in the system quite yet. But my birthday's in May, so I should be alongside those kids, god damn it. Honor me! Where's my birthday? But yeah. But what I was gonna say is I've been trying to make friends, so I ended up going. I've been on days where I don't have like too busy of a day the day after. So tomorrow, for example, I only have 2 classes to teach. It's gonna be a very chill day. And they're both pretty good classes at that as well. The students are pretty good in those classes. So I decided to go out today and just try to visit a Japanese bar of some sort and try to talk to some people, make some friends. Found it super cute, like beach themed bar. I got something. Did I just soft reset before I even talked to the Pokemon? I don't know. I found they had this thing on the menu called taco rice. And it was just like all the toppings you get in a taco, but put on top of rice. And it actually did taste kind of like a taco. It was genuinely good. I liked it. So they accomplished what they were after. Yeah. But yeah, so I met the guy working there was very talkative and very nice. He talked to me a bit. So I'll try to go back there, try to make some more friends there. I think that seems to be the best way to make friends in Japan. At least here, when there's not much to do. Even I finish work at 9, so it's pretty late. And I haven't had dinner at that time because I have a late lunch at work, because I only start at 12. So I tend to have lunch at like 3 p.m. or 5 p.m. So I have dinner after work. But most places are closed, apart from like 24-hour fast food places like McDonald's or Sukiya. But yeah, so bars are like the other option. If I don't want fast food, bars here tend to be open till about 11 or 12. Again, not super late, but it's a small town. Bars aren't going to be open till 5 a.m. on a weekday, on a bloody... What day is it today? Thursday? Wednesday? Today's Thursday, yeah. The bars aren't going to be open until 5 a.m. on a Thursday night in a small town. So, but they're open for dinner, which is good. So I went there, I got my taco rice. And whenever you go to like a Japanese bar, at least here, the guys there, they're like older guys, the 40-year-olds, the 50-year-olds, the 60-year-olds. They're always super talkative and happy to make friends. And I think that makes it like a good place to be, you know? Bar life seems crazy. Yeah, but it's like the only place I seem to be able to make friends. It's the only place where, you know, people are really sociable. People want to chat. So I've done that twice now. I went to another bar. That one was a bit... The guy there was very funny. And he ended up adding me online on this social media... Japanese social media app. Only for texting, really. And he sent me like a bunch of pictures of his car. And don't get me wrong, it was a nice looking car. It was. I don't really care about cars, but it was nice. Yeah, exactly, yeah. 11 p.m. also means like I won't be I won't shoot myself too far. You know, I do have work tomorrow. I won't be like, you know what, fuck it. Let's go till 5 a.m. Who cares about work tomorrow? Like me, I care about work tomorrow. I need to be somewhat in an okay state to work. So closing at 11 is quite good for me. Still have time to go home, go to bed, get plenty of sleep. But yeah. So yeah, the guy added me online, sent me pictures of his car. He was super nice. And he was like, drinking buddy, if I text you, come to the bar. And I'm like, okay. He hasn't texted me again. I guess it's been a week now, eh? Right now, it is 11:57 p.m. So we're about to hit midnight. Which is okay, I only start work at 12. So I can sleep in. It's really not that bad. But yeah. So he was super nice. And then the other people I met I met a couple other people at that bar, at that occasion. And they were all very talkative, very nice. But he was the only one that actually added me on, like, a social media to contact me again. And then at the bar I went to today, it was much more chiller. People were just like, they have a guitar and a piano there. Maybe electric piano, maybe keyboard. And people were just like playing chill music, customers, you know? Not like any live band or anything. But they were just vibing, playing very chill music. It was super nice. And I talked to a couple of them. Super nice people. So I think I'll go there again. And that place was a lot more like chill. So that's somewhere I can see myself going on a work night more often. The other place was there weren't many people, but it still had quite a rowdy atmosphere. Everyone there smoked, and I don't smoke, and so the smell of tobacco was a little bit off-putting. I mean, I think you just gotta push through it if you want to go to bars in Japan, because it seems like most bars allow indoor smoking. But yeah, super nice so far. Yeah, it's mainly been my life so far. Not too many like funny stories to tell. I've only had one weekend off so far, and that was last weekend because I came here on Tuesday, and from Tuesday I started working. I work till Saturday, then I get Sunday, Monday off. And so since I came on Tuesday, I worked 1 week, had the weekend, and now currently I'm working on week 2. And soon we'll reach Saturday. Currently Friday, right? Thursday, sorry. Currently Thursday. And I'm about to do Friday. So just 2 more days of work for the week. We're past hump day. It's super confusing working Tuesday to Saturday. Because I'll be like, oh yeah, let's call on Sunday. And then I realize that when I say Sunday, I mean Monday. Because I'm like, oh yeah, Sunday, the second day of the weekend. I'm like, actually no, Sunday is my first day of the weekend, huh? Gonna take me forever to get used to that schedule. It's a nice schedule in a sense because it means I can like go out on Monday. It's not gonna be too busy. Do whatever I need to do in town. But it is weird. But yeah, so for the first weekend, I just tried to settle around. I did a walk around my little small town, and I got very lucky because I happened to just walk into like a small festival thing. I didn't even know it was on, but like I turned a corner, I saw some people set up in the little tent. I looked down the street, and there weren't many, probably only about like 10 in total, but there were these like food stalls set up. Super nice. So I had a walk down some. I got some karage from one of the food stalls. It was pretty tasty. And not too expensive as well. And I guess because of the reason the festival was there, or like the reason it was where it was, is because there's actually a temple there as well. So I visited the temple, and they were doing little tours for festival day. And one of the old guys there was super talkative and super happy to just chat to me. And I couldn't understand everything he said because my Japanese is not that good. But I got the general gist of it. He showed me some nice, I don't know what to call them, but I guess like scrolls with like paintings on them. Super nice, super pretty. Kind of explained that it was a, not kabuki, a rakugo storytelling thing. He showed me like a small little Buddha statue. Showed me this part of a wall where like people get their name written. I think from what I understood, if they like donate money to the temple. Where I live? No, not at all. Oh, not at all where I live, at least. My students, my students who I guess learn English, super good. Some of them are extremely good at English, you know, and they all put in effort to learn in class. But when I'm walking around the town I live in, and I should note the town that I work in and the town I live in are slightly different. They're about 2 train stops away, 2 towns over. Um, I haven't met anyone in my town who speaks English. I guess to be fair, I haven't met that many people in my town. Oh yes, konnichiwa, endless. I haven't met that many people in my town. I guess what? So like across the 2 bars, I've probably interacted with like 10 people there. So maybe like 10 or 15 people in my town I've met. Because I guess the people at the temple too. Because yeah, so when I was being given the tour of the temple, it wasn't just an old guy talking to me, but he also um, introduced me to some of the other people at the temple. And then I paid some money, and they gave me some green tea. And I sat down at a table, talked to them for a little bit. They explained a bit about the temple, about the surrounding area. They're like, oh, by the way, on every Monday we open a little cafe. Like, oh, okay. And Monday's actually my day off, so maybe I should go to that little cafe at the temple on Mondays. Where I live, no, not really. I mean, even just walking around at night, there's not that many people. But I've found 2 bars so far that I can go to, and both times I've been, so both bars I've been to, there's been drunk people at. Not super drunk, but like tipsy, having a good time drunk, which is nice. And that means they're sociable. That means I can try to make friends with them. Because so far I don't really have any friends in my town. So people at the bar is where I go. I'm not too far away from a big city though. It's a bit of a pain to get to because so I live near Nagoya, which is a pretty damn big city actually, one of the biggest in Japan, I think 4th biggest population wise. It's only about a 20-minute train, but then that train only comes like every half an hour. So it's just like, oh, I could take a trip into there and go somewhere more lively. But if I try to go on a night where I'm working, I'm going to get home at some shit-faced hour because it's just going to be a lot of waiting for trains. And if so I can only really go on my weekend, and at the same time, it's kind of like I can't be bothered. I'm excited to go to Japan, definitely. Yeah, so when I was in Tokyo, I went to a lot of karaoke bars. In Tokyo, I found so many karaoke bars, and I went to a lot of them, and I sang in my really shitty voice. Oh my god, Meg Ninja, thank you so much. I guess we need to Meg Ninja, you don't even have a sub, but I guess by giving it to Endless, we need to make sure that the pivot, that the pivot subscription, the pivot sponsorship stays. Yeah, I'd love to do more vlogs. I just haven't had much time to do much. But yeah, the more important question is Game Freak sent any snipers after you. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I meet my students, right? And for example, I had a student, and it was her very first lesson, so she was a bit nervous. And in general, you tend to try to talk to them in the lobby, try to warm them up, just make nice casual conversation with them. And she had a little Sprigato pouch. And so I was like, oh, you like Pokemon? It just made me think like, I can tell them I like Pokemon. But I should probably never tell them that I am interested in Pokemon fan games because some people in Japan can have quite a strong opinion about copyright and whatnot. And I'm like, I never know who I'm going to talk to. And to be fair, even if it wasn't in Japan, probably going up to your student and be like, yeah, I'm part of this super niche hobby. It's probably a bit much of a what? A bit much of a power level showing. But yeah, so on my weekend, I went to the temple. That was my main activity for the weekend. I also did take a trip into Nagoya. I met my other teachers that I trained with, that I gotten to know in Tokyo. We had some dinner together. Ate a little special Nagoya signature meal, which is like a eel cooked in a specific way. It was very nice. But the scary part is Emlet's not finishing his sentence. There we go. Someone could say my uncle works at yeah. Well, the funny thing about working in Nagoya Nagoya is that it is where like Toyota was invented. So like half my adult students work for Toyota. It's like a very common thing, apparently. People here just work for Toyota. Imagine meeting someone who works at Game Freak in a bar and you let it slip. Oh no. And they're like, what was your fan game called again? Okay. The Looker? We'll send the lawyers. See you in court, buddy. Ba-boom. Yeah. For real. I'd like to think the developers would be cool. Hopefully. I mean, I guess it's always just a gamble, you know? There's probably some people who work for Game Freak who do developing work and who are just like, I love Pokemon and I love to see people working on fan games. And then there's probably someone who's like, hey buddy, that's my hard work there. I sprited that Pokemon you're using, you know? The law does not like folk like you, buddy. It's like, okay, suit yourself. But yeah, probably won't be mentioned into many people that I like Pokemon fan games unless I'm like super close with them. Just because even in Australia, I hardly told anybody what I did. I remember having a really awkward interaction in high school with one of my close friends because he was like, so Tom, because he did all these things. He played sports after school, and he did all this stuff after school. And he was kind of like, Tom, what do you do after school? And I could never really give him a straight answer because one, it was I liked, and this was before I streamed. This was when I was in high school. Well, yeah, I like to play games. Okay, I can tell him that. I like to chill. Okay, I can tell him that. Sometimes I like to listen to music. I can tell him that. But then he'd kind of be like, anything else? You know, it wasn't enough to satisfy him just play games or listen to music. He was like, what else do you do? And the truth is, what else I did was I would sometimes work on fan games. I would sometimes play fan games. Or I would just play a Pokemon game a lot. Just a normal Pokemon game a lot. Complete my Pokédex. And I was like, I don't think I can tell him this shit. I think this is too deep in the Pokemon iceberg. I think I'd look like a fucking weirdo. So even in high school, I was not telling people that I liked Pokemon fan games. Remember someone who worked for Pokemon company's social media they wanted to do a Nuzlocke? Oh, yeah. I mean, that's... I know exactly who you're talking about. You're talking about Kit and Krista. They used to run a little segment on the Nintendo... whatchamacallit? On the Nintendo America channel, I think it was, and it was called Nintendo Minute. And they've actually gone on to quit working for Nintendo. Well, I think maybe Nintendo closed the Nintendo Minute channel, and so they just had a choice to do normal social media work or do their own thing. And so they've actually both gone on, and I follow their channel on YouTube. They kind of make YouTube videos now, kind of focusing on talking on the behind the scenes stuff. And it's kind of interesting. A lot of it does seem kind of clickbaity. Like I see the videos pop up in my feed and I'm like, really? That's what you're gonna name it? But at the same time, I literally just made a video on YouTube called More Pokemon Card Openings, hee hee hoo hoo hee 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 ha 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 ha. And Moving into My Apartment in Japan. Both very laughable titles. But yeah, I think they're cool people. But yeah, about the Nuzlocke thing, I think from what I understood from watching their video, it ended up just like being a really poor communication. Like, I think because, if they have an idea, they got to tell some representative from America, and then they've got to tell some person in Japan. All good. Thank you for stopping by, Mega Ninja. Been lovely chatting to you. And so it seems like somewhere across the line, they said Nuzlocke challenge. And by the did you love that thumbnail? Wow, XD lol. And by the time the idea for doing a Nuzlocke arrived in whoever makes the big decisions, they seemed to think it was a ROM hack. I guess, like, I can kind of see how those lines get blurred. You say, oh, Pokemon challenge, Pokemon fan created challenge, Pokemon fan game, Pokemon ROM hack. And so I guess obviously, if some head honcho in the office is like, hey, we've had a request for some Nintendo America social media dudes to make a video on a Pokemon ROM hack, you're gonna be like, what? No. Which is obviously dumb because that's not what it was at all. And I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the request to do a Pokemon Nuzlocke, communication not impeded. Okay, I think we're back. Yeah, unless it's not your internet. It's the internet I'm on just seems super inconsistent. Sometimes the connection's good, and sometimes for a long stream the connection's good and it can stream at a decent quality without dropping too many frames. But then sometimes it just straight up disconnects completely, like I think it's about to. No? Okay, we're back. It dropped out briefly there for a moment. I think if I change my settings now, it won't even update immediately, will it? Okay. Connection seems somewhat back now. But yeah, I think it needs to be toned down, which sucks. But at least toning down the bitrate will make it smoother for most of it, but when it drops out, it's still gonna drop out. Like, I just completely lost internet there for a little bit. Stream settings. We back? Maybe? What the fuck, man? Why are you doing this to me, internet? Ah. Oh, so I need to change bitrate in the actual OBS itself. I imagine you're not gonna let me do that midstream, are you? Maybe. Oh, wait! No shit! It's bad? Apparently I'm still connected to bloody Australia! I'm still on the Australian server. Give me like 2 seconds. Let's end the stream and start back up again. Okay. We back. Hopefully. I'm such a fucking idiot. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean that would explain it. Tom, you dumbass. Maybe the reason why a connection is so unstable is that you're still trying to connect to bloody Sydney. Fucking hell, okay. I mean, I don't even know how much longer I'm gonna stream. It's gonna be like either whenever we get this shiny or... That makes me so happy, because honestly, it was dropping out so many times. I'm hoping that was the main issue. I mean, it's already looking much better. Just constant green. Ah, oh, bloody hell. What an idiot I am. Thank God. My poor internet chugging, trying to connect to Twitch Australia. Why didn't I even just have it on auto? It was... Anyway. It is what it is. But yeah, what I'm excited for is that soon, as in like very soon, in like 2 days, it's Golden Week. And even though I've literally only worked at the company for 2 weeks, I'm getting a whole week holiday because it's a public holiday. The problem of it being so soon is that I've hardly made friends in Japan yet. So it's like most people are going away for Golden Week. They've got some nice trip planned. Me? Not quite. But I'm going to try to seize the moment, carpe the diem, and use it to go out a bit more, visit some more places around town, around my town, around nearby towns, hang out at some more bars. Thank God! Oh my God! That makes me so happy. Oh. And it only took me 2 streams to realize that. Like... Thank you so much for telling me to change the bitrate, because I would not have gone into the OBS settings otherwise. I could have been streaming like this for bloody months and being like, oh, my internet's just shitty. Oh, God. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm going to try to go around, meet some people, hopefully. Visit some more social places. Visit some more quiet bars. Go into the city. Visit some more rowdy bars, the kind that are open until 5 a.m. Meet some... Oh, no. Meet some rowdy people, hopefully, who want to be friends. And also, the area I'm staying has a bunch of really nice nature places I can visit. There's a beautiful mountain. There's a bird sanctuary. There's a couple nice onsens. I would love to visit them. The only problem is that they're kind of a pain to get to on foot. You know, it's a town where people have cars, people drive. They don't have some immaculate train or bus system to get from one corner to the other corner of the town without having to walk for an hour. So it's going to be pretty hard for me to like explore my local town, or at least the parts that I want to explore. So for example, the bird sanctuary I want to visit, I'm going to need to study the bus timetables or something, because I think they're not on Google Maps, as annoying as that is. But if I walk there, it's a 2.5 hour walk each way, which is like not fun. But yeah, I might just end up doing that. I mean, if I have Golden Week, it's a holiday, right? Who cares if you spend 5 hours walking that day? It's not like you're at work the day after or the day after that. And then, yeah, I live kind of close to Osaka, so I would like to visit Osaka and maybe like spend a couple days there properly at some point. However, I think maybe it's a bit too soon. Like, I just moved here. I still got plenty of my own town to explore. And I want to get my first paycheck before I book a hotel somewhere and consider having a little couple-day trip in another town. What time is it? It's nearly 12:30, eh? What should I make the cap on this little shiny hunt for today to be? Oh, I get that feeling, Endless. It was fucking whiplash. Because I was unemployed for a few months after I graduated and while I was waiting to move to Japan. I did nothing all day. My days were like the most boring, sad piece of shit. I was not a human. I didn't contribute to society in any way. I'd wake up, I'd eat some food, I'd maybe sit in my room and play some games, maybe sit in my room and stream. I had nothing meaningful to do. And then I moved to Japan and did a super intensive training where every day we were going through like training for 9 hours, listening to people talk and having to perform lessons. I was like, what the fuck is this whiplash? So yeah, that's exactly how it goes, right? I mean, you think, oh, I'll have so much free time. I'll be able to finally do some game dev. I'll be able to play all those games I wanted to play. And then you're like, no, I'm just depressed. Like, maybe depressed is a harsh word for it, but maybe not depressed, but just feels empty. Like, I don't know, what am I doing? I mean, even in like you right, like it's pretty bad. I don't know, just it feels so purposeless. Like, yeah. And then eventually, you know, you're not going to be unemployed anymore. You're going to hook onto some. I like that as soon as you say that, I see Endless opened Rocket League. At some point, you're going to get a job again or go through some routine again, whether that's study, a job. You're going to have something you have to do. And you're going to be like, oh, fuck, man, I'm so stressed. I wish I didn't have to do this. I wish I went back to when I didn't have a job, when I was unemployed. Shit was so easy. I didn't have all this stressful stuff going on. This is like the human condition to forever yearn. Just yearn and yearn. Never be satisfied because there's no such thing as a happy life. We always want something else. And I don't think it's a shallow desire. It's not something such as human greed. It's not like, oh, I want a bigger burger. I want a bigger house. I want more money. It's just about this search to do something that feels satisfying. And how hard it is to get that. I also learned recently that you fall asleep better at night knowing you've done something today. That's why, I mean, something I honestly recommend, and this might backfire, yeah. Because, you know, I felt this especially when I was unemployed, but towards the end of like summer vacation at school, summer vacation at uni, I'd sometimes get a similar feeling. I think for most people, summer vacation is kind of easier because your friends will also be unemployed, not have anything to do. And so you tend to be able to be like, oh, hey, we're all free, let's do something. But when you're unemployed, it's kind of hard because it's like everyone around you is going to work. And you're like, what am I doing today? But yeah, so during one summer vacation is when I started journaling. And I personally found it helped because I got to write about everything I did that day. And I'd try to like at least latch onto something interesting, you know? And it didn't need to be like, oh, I went out and I played a game of soccer and I won, you know? Because that's quite big. But it can even be something small like I was playing this game and this really funny moment happened. And it's like, boom, there it is. It's in your journal. That's what you did today. And you can always look back, you can say, oh, what did I do on the 20th of April? Oh yeah, that's when that funny thing happened in that game of Rocket League or whatever. But the way it can backfire is if you open up your journal to journal, and then you can't think of anything you did. And it's like, fuck, now I'm just sadder. But I think maybe, you know, if you are struggling with feeling like you've done something in the day, personally for me, I found a journal helped. But yeah. Yeah, me and Voltine have completely opposite schedules for vacations and stuff, and it just sucks because we're trying. Yeah, exactly. Like even in the virtual world, it's like, hey, let's do some work on the game, buddy. I'm at work. Voltine will be like, hey, let's do some work at the game, buddy. I'm asleep. What are you doing? Ah, yeah, just sucks. I think the other thing apart from journaling is like having routine kind of helps with that stuff. Being like maybe I mean this is such like a cliche standard ass example. But maybe there's some area, a park in your town that you really like to visit, or a walk you really like to do, or maybe a restaurant you really like to visit. Something nice. You can be like, oh, every Wednesday I'll make it my goal to eat at that restaurant, or walk to that park I like, or walk that route I like. And that can be my Wednesday activity. And then you get to kind of look forward to it. You get to be like, oh yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. I get to eat at Bob's Burgers. I'm looking forward to that. It's kind of nice. It gets kind of worse with depression because then I'll not have any motivation to work on stuff. There's a bench by what? Yeah, I mean, again, like, it is kind of hard because you also have to have a pretty positive mindset. Yeah, because it's pretty easy to be like, okay, I walked to this nice bench. What did I do? But if you can kind of go in with a mindset of, oh yeah, I got to go to this bench, I got to listen to the water, I got to meditate, I really got to go through my thoughts. It's quite nice, quite relaxing. I think being able to get yourself into mindfulness and meditation, honestly, I think it's near impossible, at least for me. I don't think I could ever pull that shit off. I've tried. I can't get into it. But I think it's a very powerful thing to have because there's not many times in life where you get to just sit down and relax and try to not think of anything stressful. Because you know, if I decide to like okay, I'm just gonna sit in my room for an hour. Okay, that's not meditating, but that's kind of also how my fucked up brain views meditating. I go, okay, I sat in my room for an hour doing shit all, you bloody idiot, Tom. You just wasted some time. And the whole time I'm sitting there in my room, I'm going to be like, brother, you still got so much shit to do. Why aren't you doing that? Or, brother, you could actually be working on your creative project, or you could be playing that game you wanted to play. What are you doing here? And it's just very rare to be able to just think and relax, but not think too much. Think in a way where you don't punish yourself for relaxing. And so I think if you're someone who can get yourself into meditation, it's a rare thing, but I think it's very powerful to be able to give yourself, give your head that kind of space. But yeah. Okay, what time? Okay, let's give it maybe... Let's give it 10 more minutes of shiny hunting this Corrin. Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot to yap about, which is nice. Just because so much of my life has changed recently with me going to Japan, or given next week, I'm sure I'll have a lot less to yap about. And Endless has helped me yap as well, being able to talk to Endless about what's going on in his life. But yeah, just a lot to talk about right now. Even like my room, maybe I can show it off. Like it is a very Japanese apartment. It's a very roomy apartment, but I essentially just have like My bedroom is my dining room, is my lounge, and my hallway is my kitchen. And my hallway is my toilet. And so it's kind of cool, but it's like so I sit in this room, I'm sitting here, and I'm actually currently using a cardboard box as a desk. Because I like the height and size of it. It has room for my mouse pad. Sitting here streaming. When I go to bed, I'll go to my storage room off in the distance, pull out my futon, lay it down. Yeah, that's actually where I store my futon and stuff, in that little window room. It's very cute, right? Yeah. And then I don't have a clothesline outside, so what I currently have, without showing you my underwear, you can almost see, depending on how good your resolution is, there's a blue rope there. So I've got a rope set up that hangs from the bar on my window across my room into my wardrobe. And that right there is my my clothesline for drying clothes. And it's really scuffed. It's really stupid, but it's kind of cute. I don't know. I kind of like the vibes. Like I wake up, my futon's over there. There's my clothesline. I pick up the shirt that I had in the wash to iron before work. Oh my god, Source, thank you so much. Thank you for the sub. I pull out my miniature ironing board, which honestly, I'd much rather just have a full-sized iron board. I iron the shirt that I'm going to wear that day, put it on, pack up the miniature iron board, put away the iron, and by this point I've already packed up my futon and get changed. And yeah, it's really cozy. I feel like I don't need a big apartment. The main thing that's going to annoy me is not having like much prep space for the kitchen. It's going to be a bit annoying trying to prepare a meal where I need to cut like more than one ingredient. But I haven't had time to cook yet because I finish work at 9. I get home around 10. I'm way too tired to cook, let alone go to the supermarket and get ingredients. Honestly, same. Before I left for Japan, my mum gave me a little ironing lesson. And I'm by no means good, but I get the job done now. I get the main wrinkles out. There's one part that I'm really bad at ironing, especially on this motherfucker. It being tiny does not help. But my mum taught me like how to kind of iron the back of the shirt. And you kind of have to like pull it around the ironing board in a specific way. But I cannot do it on the miniature ironing board. It's so I do such a shitty job on that specific part, but I do the front fine, I think. Collar fine, sleeves done. Yeah, we're all mummy boys, don't worry. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, but Endless did mention, oh, and Dim mentioned your good English listening skill. Damn, nice. Yeah, the other thing is, and this ties into me being an English teacher, I worry about my Australian accent and the way I speak because I feel like my voice is not the clearest. But when I'm teaching, I've been speaking slowly, and I actually had a student compliment me 2 days ago, I think, and he actually said, "You're so much easier to understand than the older teacher," and he thanked me for speaking slowly and pronouncing words in a way he could understand. I think it's mostly a him thing because Australian English is not something commonly understood. But yeah, my mum used to do everything for me. I have autism, so she needed to do what I was lacking upon my. That's really good, Source. Like, yeah. I mean, honestly, you're probably doing a lot better than most non-neurodivergent people. Because there's just a bunch of people who rely on everything to be done for them. Whether that be by their mum, or whether that be by their wife, and they're 40 years old. But yeah. My brother's autism, and I used to be jealous because she... That's a very like, classic thing that a child goes through. But yeah. Like, I remember I smashed my brother's head open with a wooden duck once, and I ended up not cracking his skull, but I did something to his head, and he needed to go to the hospital and get stitches. It's quite bad what I did. But he's okay, and I don't think it was permanent brain damage or anything. But he did need to get stitches. Um, but after I attacked him with the wooden duck, my mum gave him a chocolate Easter bunny, and I was like, "Why are you getting an Easter bunny? I want a chocolate Easter bunny." Even though I just literally smashed his head in. But yeah, he's lived alone for like 12 years, and now me and him. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I heard a bit about your whole caretaking scenario, which is a shame. But I'm glad that he's doing well. Yeah. Which I mean, I don't mean to get too real, but obviously he's being brought up pretty well then if he's been able to be mostly independent, and it's been a blessing on you too, because if things played out differently, you might have had to be caretaking two people, depending on how things went. But yeah, okay, sorry, I need to catch up. Source, yes, I am shiny hunting Corrin, which is a very funny sentence. But yeah, it snowed in Quebec yesterday. Isn't it April? Isn't it summer? or or spring, I guess. Late spring. It should not be snowing. Or medium spring, really. That is fucked. Snowed in Norway as well. I wish it snowed here. I love snow. But instead I'm in some town where apparently even in winter it doesn't really snow. I'm bad at... I mean, Quebec is also... What are the latitudes on this bitch? Or longitudes? Is it longitude? What's the difference between Norway and Quebec? Because whenever I think anywhere in Canada, I think quite quite north. But yeah. It's like, apparently sometimes it snows in Tokyo. Actually, I did see it snow in Tokyo once, and I love snow. But then I'm even further south than Tokyo. So I'm going to get hotter weather, which I hate, and I'm not going to get snow, which I would like. Shit's fucked. 46 degrees north. What does endless come in at? Norway is... 67. Okay, that's quite big, isn't it? When you're dealing with degrees. And I think they only do... I'm guessing it goes 0 to 90, right? Or negative 90 to 90. Yeah, damn. Quebec is not as north as I thought it might be. The northmost point in Norway is 71. Oh, we max out at 90, right? 0 is required, and then minus 90. They do minus, right? Minus 90 would be South Pole. Do you just say 90 south? Right, because you said... Right, you said 46 north. Okay, that makes more sense than saying minus. that checks out. Quebec is renowned for acting like a Nordic city despite only being the mid-40 latitude. Oh. Holy gosh. Quebec's not by the ocean at all, is it? No. I was like, maybe you eat fish and seafood too, but 6 months of winter. Does that dig into your spring or into your autumn? Or I guess a little bit of both. I saw, it's near big ass river. I swore, yeah, I was like, I swear it's near some water. But it's not next to the ocean, is it? They have whole towns with only people of skin. Because it's too cold, or just like how... What am I doing? You're not shining. Or just because of how it works out? Just how it works out. A little Nordic town in the middle of America. So shiny rate is 1 in 1,000. I haven't been counting, but I mean, I did maths. I know that counting's not going to help my odds. October to April. So you are okay, and keeping in mind that in most places 6-month winter isn't even a real thing. People will normally have 4 seasons, not 2. So you are in late 6-month winter, and it's still snowing. That's kind of fucked. Well, what's going on with that? I don't even know what shiny Corrin looks like. Yeah, well, somehow, seems like a myth, you know, if you ask me, but seasonal depression is very real. So I can see why having 6 months of winter would fuck people up. To be fair, where I live, it can go down. -40. Please tell me that's Fahrenheit. Wait, no. I don't want that to be Fahrenheit. That's fucked. -40 for both of you. -40 is the same. In Fahrenheit to... Wait, it's like you times by like 5 on 7 and then plus 32 or some bullshit, right? By 7 on 5? Fahrenheit's fucked. I don't like it. -40 doesn't sound real. I worked at a ski resort and like the worst it got was like -15 in a blizzard. Why would it ever be -40 somewhere? I would like to go through the maths in my head of why that works out, and then I can reverse engineer whatever the fraction is. Because I know it's plus 32 or minus 32. I don't know what the fraction you multiply it by is. When I was in high school, we had a particularly stormy and cold day where they somehow didn't close the school. Did you all die? 100 is about 37, that's what I know. Yeah, I vaguely know that too, because like in America, people be like, oh my god, it's so hot, it's 100 degrees. And I have to do in my head, I'm like, oh. Or they'll say like, it's over 100 degrees. I'll say, oh, that's around 40 degrees. That's all one I know. And I also know 0 Celsius is 32 Fahrenheit, because you don't need to care about the fraction in that case. That day I had a physical education involved. You did PE in -40? Or like maybe not -40, but extremely cold? All was going well. All was going well my ass. You guys are probably freezing your asses off. Oh, I guess it was indoor. Until the fire alarm went off, we all thought it was a drill, but it turns out it wasn't. So we evacuated outside, in our gym clothes. It was freezing, some people were so cold we had to huddle together and the teachers would share their coats. We ended up... God damn! Miniature... like... disaster. Or not even that miniature. Well, miniature in that it's located to the dumb school that had a fire... Well, not dumb. Well, yes, dumb for having kids go to school in freezing weather. Not dumb about the fire alarm. There's not much they could have done about that. You know what ended up being called? Someone in the dishwasher. The dishwasher made too much steam? What the fuck? I didn't even know steam could set off fire alarms. I guess it would have made extra steam because of how cold the air around it was, eh? Wow. For some reason, it reminded me of a dream I had where I ate a $100 hot dog. Was it good? I guess it was a dream, you don't know. You can't really taste things in dream, can you? I'm trying to remember, have I ever tasted anything in dream? Maybe the washing machine was some, or the dishwasher was some dumb cover-up story to make up for the fact that some idiot teacher was smoking at school or something. Being financially ruined. So you didn't even eat it, you just bought it. At least from what you remember, the part you remember is buying it, you don't remember eating it. You've been conned! You bought a product you didn't even buy. Yes, I am live, but I don't know for how much longer. I'm currently just doing like mindless shiny hunting before I go to bed. Shiny hunting Corrin from Fire Emblem Fates. Everybody loves Fire Emblem Fates. In Pokemon Dimension Defenders. What a crossover. Oh, Karthik, I have not come to the end of the list. I'm sorry to shiny hunting while podcasting. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Karthik, I'm so sorry to break it to you. You're not going to like this news. So I'm still working through the list of Game Jam 9 games. But in my hubris, I decided to try to simultaneously play Game Jam 9 games and at the same time play Paimon Source Edition and at the same time play Dimension Defender, the game I'm playing now. So yeah, I am close to the end of the list for Nightmare. I should say that. But I've gotten myself into the stupid situation where I'm now juggling 3 fan games at once and I can maybe stream once or twice a week. Yeah, pretty much, right? I no longer get to be ported onto the front page of Relic Castle. And I have to manually send messages in the stream chat for Relic Castle Discord. I don't have Currybot saying everything I want to say, saying the messages for me, which is annoying, but it is what it is. It means I can try to put some humor in my little stream messages, or I can just type he 10 times. Okay, let's see. Where's my fan game? Okay, so the Jam games I've played Pokemon Picross, I played Pokemon Afterlife, I played Johto Incidents, I played X Plasma, I played Go Fishing, I played Flower, I played Digging for Silver, I played Dungeon. Oh, yeah, Dungeon, the MMORPG one. I played Enigma's Cat Picks, I played Storage System, I played Ultralight, I played Elpis, I played Petra, I played Outskirts, I played Ultra Recon Squad, I played Space Trainer, I played Abstract, I played Otherworlds. Oh yes, I remember Otherworlds. I played No, I did not. Fire Emblem was taken off the website. It is impossible to play even when Relic Castle was up. Apparently the dev felt too ashamed of it, and so they took it down, which I find a real blast. No, I find a real disappointment, but it's their choice. If they don't want to keep their fan game up, they don't have to. I played Blast Processed Edition, and I'm currently playing Shattered Dimensions as part of my rotation. And then I play Nightmare afterwards. So we're nearly at Nightmare. But yeah, that's the worst thing, having to send messages to a stream chat, pretty much, yeah. And having to remember it, because I often forget. Oh, Nurse mad at Curry. Yeah. Ultralight. I did see that Ronko was playing Ultralight today. Sometimes I like to see what you guys are talking about in the voice chat. I saw Ronko was streaming Ultralight, and I'm like, hey, that's interesting. And yeah, I know you have the Fire Emblem fan game, Endless, but I'd feel bad playing it because obviously the dev does not want people to play it. Otherwise, they would not have taken down their download link. I think it's a shame, but it is what it is. Okay. Like 20 minutes ago, I said I'll cap this at 10 minutes. But I will end stream in 6 minutes because that will be 1 a.m. Even if sadly everyone's waking up. Yeah, because I do have work tomorrow. Scarlet Spectre got a computer for the first time, so wrong costume. Oh! Damn, wow, what a insane way to play Ultralight through Parsec. Okay, Cade, you wanna know my work schedule? It's weird, okay? It suits me because I'm like a night person, but it's weird. So I work Tuesday to Saturday. So I have Monday and Sunday off. That is my weekend. And I work 12 to 9. 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. So I tend to get home. So I tend to arrive in my town around 9:30. And then I get dinner. And then I tend to arrive at my apartment around 10 or 10:30. Depending on whether I had like a super fast McDonald's meal. I had something more sit down and eat. So like 1 a.m. really like the latest I have to, because before I work I like to shower, iron my shirt, suit up. So I try to make sure that I am in the shower by 9:30. I leave my apartment at 11 to catch the train to work. But yeah, so what am I doing? I can stream till 1 a.m. if I really want. It's not a big deal. I'm so disappointed people in the RC Help channel were complaining about Endless's fancy camera, which description just makes your game's camera smooth. They said that they wanted it to not be smooth. So why did they download the plugin? What? I know what you're talking about because I remember Space Trainer had a smooth camera. I think maybe I played another fan game that used the plugin. Because it's not like Base Essentials camera is like 1 tile per second camera wise. For the camera to shake or whatever. Maybe. Weird. I don't know. Weird. I guess they didn't know what they were getting themselves into. Yeah, like you're talking about like the when you move it kind of like almost jiggles, right? I can't believe your Space Trainers has jiggle physics. Stellar Blade cannot compete. Space Trainers got the real jiggle. I played a game recently and I bought this on the weekend. I was thinking about streaming it, but I was like, nah, fuck it. I'll just play in my own time. Called Coffee Talk, because I had heard it was pretty good. And then it was on sale, and so I was like, why not? So I've started playing it. It's like a virtual novel. Yeah, like a virtual novel where you make drinks for people. Stellar Blade, Buttman. I think you know that I would love that game, Endless. I'm like all for more cock and balls in media. Like I'm pretty sure I've talked about it 10 million times, but I love Saltburn for the fact that it's a movie with full frontal nudity, but only male full frontal nudity, not a single female nipple, not a little cunt, not a little female nipple, just cock and balls, full frontal. And I respect that because anyway, yeah. So, but yeah, I've talked about that before. I remember there used to be this game that was like quite popular as like a party game. Yeah, re-innovating my kitchen. This is the new wheel, baby. I think it was like a party game, and it had like the most like disgusting premise that like even makes me almost wince or cringe a little bit. Where like you play as a cock and balls, and another person plays as a cock and balls, and then these cock and balls also happen to have an asshole on the bottom of their balls, and you need to shove your cock in the other person's asshole. And this was like a pretty mainstream, maybe not mainstream, but popular like funny party game that you'd see a fair bit on YouTube. This isn't even me being weird. This is like, it was a popular game. Let me open up incognito and then Google game where you get your cock in the other person's ass. Genital jousting! Yes! This was popular! Okay, warning, this is a graphic game. It is, you will see a cock and you will see your balls and even a little bit of arsehole if you click on that link. It's cartoon, but this game was popular. I saw so many videos about it. Oh, and it has cum. I forgot it has cum. Yeah, like even me, it makes me go like, huh? Like, I feel weird seeing it. But I saw so many people play it on YouTube. I want to see, because I just opened that on browser, Genital Jousting. Do I have any friends on Steam who own the game? This is going to be a real test. I do not. I am surprised. I have no friends on Steam who own Genital Jousting, but do I have friends on Steam who own Honey Pop? I'm almost like 90% confident. How do you spell Honey Pop? Here you go. I'm 90% confident I do. 4 friends already own this game. 1 friend wants this game. You degenerates. What is wrong with you? You don't want to do a Genital Jousting stream with me, Endless? It's the new pivot. Is Crush Crush... I mean, it doesn't sound horny, but the fact that you're bringing it up makes me think it is horny. Is it Candy Crush by horny? Okay, it is now 1 AM. Let's do 10 more resets. Okay, that's 1. Or is it a... Brother, what am I about to Google? Crush? Crush. Okay, it looks like anime, but it doesn't look horny. Definitely it looks like I'm gonna judge someone who plays this game. Never mind, okay. Crush Crush? Steam page? Looks okay. Just looks like a very anime weeb dating sim where you match colors. It is what it is. It doesn't look too horny. Scroll down to DLC. 18 plus, naughty DLC. Moist and uncensored. Seek help. Seek help. 1 friend... Oh! Squishy! From Relic Castle! Do I need to ask questions? I'm screenshotting this. You're getting caught in 4K. Boom. Screenshotted. There's 18 plus DLC. Yeah. Squishy has their DLC. Okay, so how many soft resets was that? So this is number 2. I don't know what shiny looks like, but I know what non-shiny looks like. Hopefully it's not like a tiny hue shift that I can't tell the difference, because I don't think I wait long enough to see the sparkle. 4, Squishy? No, at least not anymore. Not by Australian standards, at least. Because they were literally talking about going to a bar today and drinking beer. Although I think they are quite recently not a minor. Used to be. I mean, we all used to be a minor. But at least right now they aren't. Dumb America making people be 21. Do you have to be 21 for porn in America? No, right? Is that 4? Because I know America's 21 for alcohol, but I know it's 18 for army. 18 for porn, yeah, that makes... Well, I mean, I say that makes sense. It makes sense when compared to 21 to drink. I'm glad we get our jerk off. Well, I say we. I'm glad Americans get their jerk off rights before they get their drinking rights. Both be in porn and watch it. Makes sense, I guess. At least I'd be worried if the B in porn was lower, but that's asking for trouble. To drink beer alone in your room, hurting nobody but 16 to drive. Oh yeah, you can drive a car alone at 16, can't you? Isn't it crazy that your jerk-off license comes after your driving license? Like, bro, what if this place hasn't... What if the kid's still got pent-up horny brain? He's never let it rip once. You can't let him drive a car. His mental would be all over the place. He's been blue balls in for 18 years. Shit's insane. I mean, really, the only real insane part of it is the drinking part. 16 is a bit insane to drive to, now that I think about it. Yeah, but it seems like most people just pass. I don't know. I say that. My only interaction with this is just watching American movies. Because at least what I've seen in Australia is I've had plenty of friends and family who have had to take multiple attempts on the driving test. I don't know. And I won't know, because as part of my job contract, I signed that I can't get a license, at least for my first year of working. And, not even an international license, even if I had a license in Australia. Just because I think we've had incidents where foreign teachers will get in an accident, cause someone harm, and then it reflects extremely bad on the company when, like, the one foreigner living in the remote rural town causes an accident and it ends up on the local news. And everyone's like, I ain't gonna go learn at the school where the foreigner ran over that grandma. Oh yeah, so I guess still plenty easy to fail in America, it seems. In America, in a way, you can only think less than 21. Really? To be fair, 21% alcohol is very strong. The only thing I've drunk more than 21% alcohol, I think, is like one time my friend's dad was like, hey, drink this. And it was some 60% cooking alcohol. And I was like, this tastes like shit. But yeah. Okay, final soft reset and then we'll end stream. I do need to go to bed. It has been a very fun stream, bro. Okay, no shiny. What a shame. I guess I'm just gonna have to continue shiny hunting Corrin now because I've kind of committed to it. It'd be dumb doing a stream where I spend most of the time shiny hunting, and then I never even get the shiny. So I guess sunk cost fallacy. We're never getting through this fucking game because we're about to spend what could be 10 hours. Yeah, exactly. We're about to spend what could be 10 hours, could be 100 hours, shiny resetting for probably the like least popular Fire Emblem character ever. I've never played Rocket League. No, no. No, I don't think I have. I might have played it once at a friend's house. I don't think so. But yeah, I don't know. You could do a content stream where I teach you Rocket League. Maybe. I promise you, I'd be genuinely horrible at it. I mean, you've seen me play most games. I'm horrible at it. Rocket League, a high skill game, it would not go well. But yeah, okay. This has been Dimension Defenders. It has been very fun. It's been a very fun and nice chill stream, just kind of talking about what's been going on. I'll go back to Peggle before I try to pick up Rocket League. It's been a very fun stream talking about what's been going on, chatting to everyone, being able to see the American people at a normal time because I'm now streaming at 1 a.m. like a lunatic. But yeah, have a good one. I'll see you guys whenever I stream next. Got Golden Week coming up, so I'm gonna have a lot of time. I'll probably try to spend most of my day actually doing stuff, enjoying my holiday. But I'll try to stream in my evening when I come home. But yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Xenos. And again, thank you so much for stopping by. Again, you know how much I love your game. You know how much I'm enjoying it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be shiny hunting Corrin. A dumb April Fool's joke Pokemon. But yeah, see you later and bye bye. And thank you, Endless, for helping me figure out that I was trying to stream using Australian Twitch servers instead of Japanese servers and causing the stream to be super unstable. And now things are actually looking better. Bye bye.